Hi, I'm Rigger. This is You Alright, and today we are continuing down the path of the Avatar. But before we do all that, be sure to like the video if you like it, share anything else with let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe if you want to see more. Now, once again I have to apologise to the small but dedicated group that watch these every week. Last week I was just not able to get one made. Stuff happens, and I can only apologise. But, we are back. So, all that being said, it's time to watch the episode entitled The Waterbending Master. And I will see you on the other side. Alright, well that was insane. That was so much for one episode. I feel like we got like 4 episodes worth. That was one of the fastest paced episodes I've ever seen of anything. I don't think going through like plot point by plot point would cover it, so we sort of gotta do it in batches, I think. Because in one episode, you had the gang find the Northern Water Tribe, them enter, get to know people, be welcomed, meet a love interest, and then, not only that, they then got started teaching, and then refuted, and then challenged the ways of that teaching, and then changed the whole society. We also had a full romance in one episode, and that was only the Aang side of the story. We also had an entire plot with Prince Zuko, including an assassination attempt and recovery, and then we still had planning of an invasion for the Northern Water Tribe. We had so much. Oh, and that's me leaving out this subplot with Katara and her family's history. Alright, well, we'll start at the beginning, I guess. Yes, the gang comes across the Northern Water Tribe. They are ambushed because I assumed that the Water Tribe did not know what was happening and just attacked the people flying towards them. But they were very quickly welcomed and entered the amazing, ice city. And they were welcomed and presented with a meal, and there was a teacher there who was presented to be Aang's teacher who would help him. We met Princess Yue, who Sokka immediately falls for, and seems to sort of be friendly. However, when Aang arrives to practice with the Master, he is refuted because he brought Katara with him, and in this tribe, apparently, women cannot learn offensive waterbending. They can only learn healing. Aang initially then refuses to be taught because, screw you guys, and then Katara makes him go back on that. And she is very unhappy with the situation, but she attends the water healing class so she can get something out of this. Upon doing so, her necklace is recognized by the teacher, and it is Gran Gran's necklace that was handed down to Katara's mother and then down to Katara. Turns out, Gran Gran was from this tribe, and that necklace is an engagement necklace for an arranged marriage. She says that she's confused because the Gran Gran ran away just one night, just vanished, and they never got an explanation. After this, Katara is quite annoyed and frustrated with events, so she concocts that Aang will teach her at night, and which he's more than happy to do. They are immediately caught, and the teacher takes offense that they've done this. When they confront the council about it, the ruling body, they say, look, just apologize and we'll go back to training Aang. And the guy is quite pompous about it and, come on, apologize, I didn't hear you. And so Katara attacks him and says, let's fight, because she's very, very frustrated. So they literally take it outside, and he refuses to fight at first, but she just slaps him upside the head with some water, and he says, alright, fine, let's fight. They have a really good fight scene, and he is a master and she is not, but she does very well, but loses. However, upon losing, he discovers her necklace, which had got knocked off during the fight, and who would have thunk it, he was the betrothed to Gran Gran, the love of his life. However, Katara puts 2 and 2 together and confronts him that, well, it's probably because she didn't want the stupid rules of your tribe ruling her life. And the Aang side of the plot ends with him going back to the teacher, and they do a fake out, but Katara is here, and he is willing to teach her. Okay, so that's that side. While we are here, Sokka, yes, falls for this princess, who we don't really get much time with. She's quite friendly, but she's quite sort of calm and doesn't say much. And he's very awkward with her, obviously. He doesn't really know what he's doing. But she's responsive when he calls out to her and says, we'll meet me at... Well, she says, I'll meet you on this bridge later. And he goes to meet her later that night, and she immediately runs away from him, and he's confused and assumes it's because of his low ranking, and, he's just a nobody. However, he later then confronts her about this back on the bridge, and she says he's wrong. And he says, no, I get it, it's fine, and goes to leave, and she just kisses him right there. It's like, oh, okay, so she's totally not, playing with him, and he says, okay, now I'm confused. And we actually really nicely tie some plots together because she pulls down the collar of her top to show that she too has an engagement necklace. But she's clearly unhappy about this situation. So now we head over to the entire B plot, where Zhao appears because the Fire Nation has concluded that the Avatar is heading to the Northern Water Tribe to be taught water. You know, they can put two and two together. So they're going to lead an assault, but they make a point of saying this is a great nation. You know, their entire place where they live is basically a weapon, so they can't just walk in there. That's why they haven't conquered it yet. So they're arranging a huge invasion force led by Zhao. So he assembles everyone he can, which he very happily includes all of the crew from Zuko's ship. So it's, you know, all of his crew, but not him. So, you know, it's dead in the water, they have to dock. Happily throwing it in Zuko's face that he's going off to capture the Avatar, you get to stay here. Have fun, buddy boy. And, you know, he invites Iroh along, but he says no. And we get yet another tie-in, as Zhao notices the swords on Zuko's wall, and says, I didn't know you were skilled with swords, as he has flashbacks to the Blue Spirit using those swords. He says, I'm not. They're just decorative, but, you know, lie. Once he has taken the crew and left the ship docked, he then brings back the pirates, who I'm happy to see again, and tries an assassination attempt on Zuko, where they just plant explosives on his ship and blow it up. Now yes, he did survive, but is revealed quite nicely as Iroh says, well, there's nothing left for me here, I will join your crew. And it's then revealed that on the boat that Iroh is on, Zuko is posing as just a grunt with their Fire Nation mask on. He's quite beat up, but the plan is still the plan. When they get there, he's gonna get the Avatar himself. I think that covers everything. So let's talk about this episode in general. I both really liked it and kinda didn't. It's very choppy because you keep jumping back and forth, and both plots, like there's an A and a B plot, and in both A and B plots you have, you know, side plots, because the whole Water Tribe thing is about Aang, but then you have both, you know, Katara's sort of plot is tied to that, but then you also have Sokka's side plot. Then you have the whole, you know, Zuko plot, which is sort of Zhao's plot, but then there's, you know, some side stuff there as well. So there's a lot here, which is good. You know, you're definitely getting your money's worth this episode. You could never claim something like this was filler. It's just packed. And I really appreciate all of the references. This is where everything comes back, and I really like it. You know, the Blue Spirit comes back. People are smart. The necklace that we've talked about several times actually has a purpose and a meaning. It's great. They even did something really fun by, like, utilizing the mask that the grunts wear, which obviously is for ease of drawing and animation. All the grunts just wear a mask so they all look the same and it's easy, but we tie that in because they all do wear masks, so we incorporate that into the plot. Fantastic. Obviously, yeah, it's super convenient that, like, the master just happened to be the guy that was betrothed to Gran, but, you know, whatever. And it's also, you know, super convenient that, be the Avatar or not, he's just changed one of this nation's, like, inbuilt customs that they've had for generations, and people refuse to change, and well, I'll teach her now, it's fine. You know, it went from, you've disgraced our customs and offended my people, to, okay, we'll train you. And it's not that any of these things are bad, it's just, it's at such a fast pace that the detail is missing. You know, it goes scene to scene to scene to scene to scene, and it's, you know, I won't teach you, yes you will, no, let's fight. Oh, this is, you know, this is a betrothal necklace. Oh, I was the betrothed. Oh, I changed my customs for you. And that, like, that would be okay in one episode, but then it's intercut with the whole Zuko thing. So, like, this episode felt like it went on for like an hour, which is not a bad thing. It's not like it dragged, it's just there's so much packed in here that I feel we could have got a lot more out of expanding a lot of this. But then again, like I said, it's very well written, and they tie in lots of outside things, lots of callbacks, lots of things I really like, so I can't call it bad. I just feel like maybe 2 episodes would have been better for this. It really feels like they, did they put in 1 too many filler episodes this season, and then they realized they had to cram before the ending? Because it feels like they did. You know, I really feel like, you know, they could have taken out the Great Divide and made this 2 episodes, and we could have really got to, like, you know, got to know the princess, maybe see Sokka and her do, like, more than just one conversation before she kisses him, which feels, you know, very quick. And, yeah, have Aang challenge more, or maybe them practice more together before they get caught, like, immediately. Like, the very first time they go, she bends one bit of water with Aang, it's like, oh, get caught, yeah, done. And it's just very, very, very quick. So I thought it was a really good episode. I really did enjoy it, but it's so fast-paced. So I know that it got us to the finale, which is a two-parter I saw, so yeah, that makes sense, but you can feel the rush. But that is also good because the writing has to be commended, because like every single line basically has to move the plot forward, which makes me really appreciate when they do, still slip in jokes or one-liners or side things, and like how do you find the time to even put in a joke here, because everything is moving at such a clip. But that being said, I don't really have awards this episode. Like I don't have a best line or best joke because nothing really stood out. It was just I really enjoyed instead all of the references. Like I love seeing the pirates again. I love that the necklace meant something. I love all these things. That's really cool. But yeah, as far as entertainment value, yeah, I mean the fight was really well done. I was worried that we weren't going to get any choreography this episode because you're talking about a waterbending master, and they did this great display of them coming in to the city, which was really cool. I really enjoyed how they did that. Really well done. But I was like, are we gonna study with the master? Are we saving all the choreography and teaching for next episode? But I know it was heading into the finale, so no, we got the Katara fight, and I really like Katara standing up for herself, saying we're just gonna fight. And it seemed like an extreme jump, but again, it would have helped if we had a little more time with Katara being frustrated. I know we had a bit, but all of this I think would have benefited from being just spread out another episode. I'm actually assuming they didn't want like a two-parter followed by a two-parter. That's quite TV normal. Like if you're gonna do a two-parter, it's like a special, so you don't want a double two-parter. Again, it's not a bad episode. I'm not being down on it. It's quite good. It's actually really good. It's just it felt so fast-paced, and it lacked some of that depth that I was hoping for because everything had to be surface level because we had to get to the next point. So I'm assuming that we're just going to say that predictions, I guess, that Aang and Katara are doing really well waterbending because they are both really good waterbenders. That's the other thing, actually. Katara is an exceptional waterbender in this episode for what we've seen her do. Like, we've seen her get better steadily through the show, but she did really well here in doing moves we've never seen before, which felt, again, a little rushed. But I do like that she is still very competent, enough to impress a master who definitely still completely outclasses her. But still, that was cool, so applause for that. The animation certainly did not let us down here, and that's good considering we're heading into the finale where I'm assuming they're going to try and impress. I know people hate referencing the movie, but I always thought it was interesting because it is my only frame of reference. And in that movie, you can, there's a big complaint that you didn't get to know the princess much. Princess Yue, she, they only say 2 lines to her or whatever, and suddenly, they're in love and everything. But honestly, it felt kind of the same here. I get that, they just had a spark and they sort of fell for each other, on first sight sort of thing, and she's fighting her betrothed and her customs, but I'm hoping there's a little more of depth to that over the 2-parter finale, because it still feels really rushed. Because it's just the side plot to the thing. There was more development for the last love interest for Sokka when he got the kiss. I can't remember the name of the village, but you know what I mean, the one with the warrior women. There was way more development there, because we weren't having a whole other plot, like the whole Zuko side of things as well, constantly being intercut with. But yeah, calls it how I sees it. That will wrap us up for this week. Sorry again that I missed last week, but we will conclude, not conclude, I guess it's a 2-part finale, but we'll head into the 2-part finale next week. So, until next time, my name is Rigger, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope I did alright.